Hello book lovers and welcome to Book Talk Radio Club. My name is Claire Perkins and today I'm talking to author Delvin Nelson. Delvin's debut novel is a fantasy and goes under the unusual title of The Devil Egg. Who was the little girl with the strange name of Egg? She had no recollection of her previous life or how she came to live with a king who became her pretend granddad. She just appeared in his garden in a dishevelled state and he had taken care of her. Let's find out more. Hi Delvin, welcome and thank you for coming on Book Talk Radio Club.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Sure. Delvin, would you like to give Book Talk Radio Club's listeners a brief description of the story?
Yeah, it's a darkly comic story about a Cold War between humans and angels.
Right. Okay, so is there anything else you want to say on that?
Just that it's that's it really. I don't know.
Fair enough. Okay, well, Reginald Fielding, and I'm quoting this from your book. Reginald Fielding was a simple man. His father had managed a successful stationery business during the last decade of the futilities, a time when bureaucracy was rife and auditing a boom industry. That made me laugh out loud when I read it. Who is Reginald Fielding and what are the futilities?
Well, Reginald Fielding is, people read the book and find out he's the King of England, but it's not official. He won the right in a card game. He's just a steadfast hero, really, who this little girl Egg trusts, and he's not a perfect human being, but he always tries to do the right thing, and he's kind of a moral backbone to the story.
And what are the futilities?
The futilities it was a war between angels and humans that lasted about 300 years, and it's called the futilities because humans didn't think they'd win it, and the angels thought it was futile, humans fighting them, so they called it that. But they ended up winning it, the humans, and that happens like 30 years previous to my story.
So Egg, who has no recollection of her previous life or how she came to live with a king, could be chaos likely, a mysterious astral occurrence or a sinister vessel, and she realises that time is running back to front and that she's not even supposed to exist yet. That must make for a very confused little girl. How old is she?
She's about 8 years old.
Right.
She's. I think she's just when I was writing, she was just enjoying all the adventures. She was just so excited about all the things that were going on around her. I think she realised she's come from a terrible place, even though she can't remember it. So she's enjoying the king's company, and the character called Morecambe Pierpont, who's a bit stupid, and she just enjoys all the adventure and the excitement.
I love your description of the spare clowns. Too big for their cars, too small for their trousers, weeping, smiling faces intended to define sadness and joy in equal measure. Such wonderful writing. Who or what are the spare clowns?
Well, the idea is that after all the fast food restaurants and circuses were staffed, basically there were a few clowns left over, so they get used as foot soldiers by like evil types, really, tyrants, and they're like commandos, if you will, but they're quite scary, as big as clowns are.
I've interviewed many authors, and most of them have said that the characters seem to be writing the story instead of the author. Did you find that happening as you were writing?
I did. It's strange. You get to a point where you have an idea in your head, and then suddenly you think, no, that he or she wouldn't do that based on what you've written previously. So yeah, I mean, these books seem to just flow from me when I wrote them. I've written 3, and they just. It was almost like I was dictating somebody else's work. They just hit the ground running. So it's a strange thing.
It does sound strange. The Devil Egg has been compared to the writing of both Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman, both of whose books I've loved over the years. Were these two authors the inspiration for your writing, or if not, who?
They were, amongst a lot of others. They're very inspirational. I mean, the first thing I ever finished writing when I was about 16 or 17 was totally inspired by Terry Pratchett. I used to love reading the Discworld books.
Oh, me too.
And then I think when I got to 18, I started reading more things like Bret Easton Ellis, and then eventually Ian Banks, and reading more mainstream things, and turned away from fantasy for a a long time.
Right.
But when my son was born, I used to read to him when he was younger, and I went back to like reading Roald Dahl and Enid Blyton and lots of time. I think I enjoyed it more than he did, really.
I can believe that. Terry Pratchett's novels were set in the Discworld, a world that was carried on the backs of 4 enormous elephants, which in turn stand on the back of a giant turtle. Where is your fantasy novel set?
Well, it's set in the north of England, because that's where I come from, and I like writing about the area where I live, something like 10-mile radius where I live, because it includes Manchester as well, the story.
Right.
And because I think fantasy stories usually tend to be about capital cities and things like that, so I thought it was a bit different to writing about the north of England. And there's a place called Grace Plateau in the story, which is it's like representative of a type of heaven, and it's linked to Affleck's Palace in Manchester, which somewhere I used to love going shopping in the early 90s.
Right. The book appears to be light and funny on the surface, but am I right in thinking there's a darker side too? There's a little battered book titled The Thumb that may hold the plan for the future of mankind. What's all that about?
Well, the Thumb it's like a Haynes directory, like a Haynes manual for how the world operates, and anybody who possesses it can control reality. That's what the film is. So it's basically people are struggling to get hold of that book, the good guys and the bad guys in the story.
Right. You've been an avid writer since you were 11 years old. Have you always written fantasy then?
No, I haven't. I've written lots of different things, but I've come back to fantasy because it appeals to me more, really. The escapist fantasist in me. I enjoy writing. I enjoy making up worlds and characters, and I'm not very good at writing about emotions and relationships and things like that. So I'm better with this sort of stuff.
I think it's amazing. The 2 books that I have written and published are both self-help, kind of inspirational books. And I always admire writers, and particular fantasy, authors of fantasy novels, because your imagination just astounds me, and especially when there's humour in the book. I love that more than anything. That's wonderful. So, look, congratulations. You're already receiving 5-star reviews over on Amazon, including this book has great characters and original ideas, and a must-buy escape novel from a new author. High praise indeed. What was the best moment for you, Delvin? The first sale or the first feedback, and why?
I think it's feedback, really. It's just the idea of people reading these books. These things have been in my head for years, and thinking that they'd be sat on somebody's bookshelf. It's amazing. And I do want to sell books because I want because this is the first in a trilogy, so I just love to have all 3 books out there. So, but it's feedback. I just want to entertain people with these silly ideas, really.
What age and type of reading audience is the Devil Egg aimed at?
Probably late teens, adults, really.
Right.
I think when I ticked off when the publisher sent me a list to tick off the genres, I did tick children's book. When I've reread the book since, I thought that was a mistake, really, because it is quite dark in places. Yeah.
I mean, you just said to me that is this the first in 3 then? It's a trilogy.
Yeah, I've written them all, really, so
wow.
I'm finishing the 3rd one, but it's pretty much written.
Lastly, and very important, where can Book Talk Radio Club listeners purchase The Devil Egg?
Well, it's available on Amazon and most online websites, and it's also available on Kindle now. And there's 2 copies. Last I saw at Waterstones in Preston.
Wonderful. All right, well, thank you, Delvin. Please come back on Book Talk Radio Club again. I'd love to chat with you and hear more. In the meantime, good luck for the future, and thank you, everyone, for listening to Book Talk Radio Club. Thank you very much, Delvin.
Thank you very much.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.